Bashimi Hawashai, Bashima Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. Peace of salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. So this is like second, third lesson on this big beautiful bill and stable coin and genius act that I've done. Because I view this I know we see all those things going on. Those are rumors of wars. But the one thing that has to happen before those things is the MOTB. This is big news to me. Like this legislation shit, this one big beautiful bill, this genius act, and I'm gonna explain a little bit of the timing of all of this and this genius act. This is bigger to me than fucking Iran and Israel, which I'm not trying to say that's not a big deal, but it's not bigger than what we're seeing right here, in my humble opinion. This is like literally making the MOTB in a sense legal. Okay? They're making this shit legal because they're putting, like you see on the screen on 99bitcoins.com, it says big beautiful bill are crypto adoption tools. It says US inflation rate to push digital assets. Exactly. They're pushing their debt into a digital thing, for lack of better terms, to say it as simplistically. Well, to say things as simplistically as possible, everything is going digital. Okay? Everything is going crypto. Because the Genius Act that was just signed has made stablecoin a real fucking thing. And pretty much, again, to explain what a stablecoin is, as simply as possible, there's no fluctuation in the rate. Simple. If you put a dollar in it, in that crypto, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna stay stabilized. Okay, that's the easiest way I can explain that. But it's going to be in a cryptocurrency type manner. Okay, not on your debit card or this that. It's not cash. It's going cashless. Okay, that's the whole MO. And the MOTB, for things to work, society has to go cashless. Okay, hold on one second. Give me 1 second. All right. So I'm just trying to look something up real quick. Give me a second, because like I said, I'm gonna go into timing with all of this. Okay. All right, 1 second. I'm almost there. I promise you. Because the last lesson I did on the Genius Act was pretty much how it passed the House and it went to the Senate. Well, I think it passed the Senate when I did that. There we go. All right, bear with me. I promise y'all. Shit, should have added this shit together before I press play, but we're here now, right? Okay, we're here now. All right, here we go. All right, so there's something I want to bring up. This is what let me do this. Yeah, you gotta stay on these little Congress pages, man. You wanna do that? Congress.gov is something you should be on. And there's another website that you should be on as well, showing all the executive orders that's been signed. Okay. All right. So pretty much what's going on right now is the MOTB is about to get made mandatory. That's what we gonna fucking say. So Crypto Big Bill, Beautiful Bill, officially titled the One Big Beautiful Bill, OBBBA, is a legislative package passed by the U.S. Congress. It tackles taxes and spending and addresses a previously ambiguous legal landscape. It is a big deal for crypto, as it stirs up changes that reshape how crypto operates in the U.S. Now, you remember when President Trump was running, and then when he got into office, who did he bring on? Elon Musk, and they were talking about doing dividends. All right, hold on. Yeah, I spelled dividend so terribly. Dividend Doge. Okay, the term Doge or whatever dividend refers to a process plan to distribute a portion of government savings generated by the DOG, whatever, back to taxpayers as dividend or a refund. This plan was spearheaded by Elon Musk, who was appointed by President Donald Trump to lead it. It says in an initiative focused on identifying and eliminating government waste. So pretty much what they're doing is spreading the shit around. You know how your house is dirty and it's unorganized, you got a whole bunch of shit laying around, or when you were as a kid, you had to clean up quick and you had dust on the floor and there's a rug and you just sweep the dust under the rug. That's what they're doing. They're spreading the debt that they're responsible for to the general public to take responsibility of it. Simply putting it. Okay, it says potential around 5,000 per household according to some reports. Now, I don't know if this is going to go anymore because Elon and him supposedly don't get along anymore, but I think that's just a setup at the moment, okay? All right, going back, it says the Big Beautiful Act includes several specific rules, such as income from mining and staking. It's deferred until assets are sold. A $600 de minimis rule applies to small transactions. Wash sales rules now cover crypto, and market accounting is required. You can do some more research on that. It says the Big Beautiful Bill measures intend to clarify tax obligations in reporting. However, some gaps exist, like undefined digital assets, terms, and no stablecoin exemptions. You see? All right. So the reason why I'm pulling the Big Beautiful Bill up, in a sense of the topic, really is a genius bill that was in action now, is because of the timing of it. So the One Big Beautiful Bill was introduced May 20th, 2025, and as you can see, the Genius Act of 2025 that was just became, or maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, this is it. I guess they haven't updated yet because this actually became law on the 18th because Trump signed it. But this was introduced in February 2025. Okay, all right. So it's introduced to Senate. All right, it's pretty much for the stable coin. All right, stable coins of 2025 or the Genius Act of 2025. Okay, so pretty much what happened here, okay, is this bill was introduced and has been sitting well before the Big Beautiful Bill came out. The reason why is because the Big Beautiful Bill had to come out first because, like we're reading, it stipulates and makes understanding, like it says, Big Beautiful Bill are crypto adoption tools. It's a tool. It was a tool that needed to be in place before the Genius Act came into fruition, you could say. All right. A lot of other sites say that the Genius Act really came into play May 1st, but still that is before the Big Beautiful Bill was introduced. Okay, May 1st. That was almost 20 days before the Big Beautiful Act came into play, which was signed on July 4th. Okay, when it was signed on July 4th, that's when they could go ahead, because it was sitting in the Senate. Actually, no, it wasn't sitting. The Senate passed the Genius Act June 17, 2025, and it was just sitting for a fucking month until Trump got hold of it and signed it on the 8th, 17th, 18th of July. Okay? Got to understand how things go into play. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get this real quick. Daniel 8 and 25 says, through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Now, the part that we're really focusing on, of course, is this part right here, where it says, and through his policy, which when you go into the word policy, it goes into government. All right. He also caused craft, which is debauchery and treachery, to prosper in his hand. And also policy goes into knowing government or being good at government. So through his knowledge of government, also he has caused treachery to prosper in his hand. Exactly. Which him doing this is magnifying himself. Okay? Passing these bills is magnifying himself. At the end of the day, he wants everybody to be chipped. Simple and plain as that. And these bills are legally allowing him to do this. Your assets are going to go to cryptocurrency. And if you haven't been investing in cryptocurrency or haven't even looked at cryptocurrency all the way up to this point, you're probably going to be cooked. Okay? Because once the MOTB comes, it's probably going to run off of cryptocurrency. It's going to veer away from the petrodollar. It's going to veer away from the dollar. It's going to veer away from physical change and coins. And these normal ass jobs that you work are going to be null and void. And let me say they're going to be null and void if you do not have the MOTB implanted inside of you, because let's see what the scriptures say about it. Okay, in Revelation the 13th chapter, Revelation 13 and 16, he says, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. How do you buy or sell? You have to have some form of income to sell, okay? Because you have to get the product to sell, okay? I don't care what it is. If you made it naturally, it took some monetary gain for you to come up with that produce to sell, okay? So, yes, if you have a job, they're going to switch to a crypto type currency. And I'm speaking as a man here, all right? So take this with a grain of salt, all right? So you're going to have a job that's only going to go towards crypto because the Genius Act and the Big Beautiful Act, has became law, and they have to keep the law. And you have to get the MOTB to receive your paycheck in stablecoin, okay? That you no longer get a paycheck and it goes to your Wells Fargo or wherever the fuck entity that you have. And as a matter of fact, I think I did a lesson on that not too long ago. I know I'm veering off, but let me just see something real quick. Did a lesson on that a while ago. Maybe try to find that junk. There we go. There we go. About a month ago. Give me a second. Here we go. Yeah, because we're talking about Wells Fargo and all these banks. I did a lesson about a month ago on this right here. Okay, it says Chase, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo quietly planning digital dollar. Quietly planning digital dollar, and they're waiting for the Genius Act and the Big Beautiful Bill to come into play, to where now they're going to start pushing stablecoin. You can only get paid in stablecoin if you have the MOTB. We're here. This is why I said in the inception of this lesson, I look at this bigger than Israel bombing bubblefuck nowhere in America. No, this is going to alter everybody's life. Them sending B-2 bombers to Iran don't mean shit. It's a rumor of war, which it has its purpose, but this needs to come first before all hell breaks loose and before the climactic part of World War III. the average day Joe Schmo money got to be touched. Right now, our money's not being touched. We still go to work. We still have a bank account. We still operate with this form of money that we see in the society right now. That's changing. That is changing. You know, that is changing. I highly recommend, if any bro hasn't looked into this, go ahead and look into it and do a lesson. Push this information out. Push this information out. It's a part of your job. Push this information out. This is happening. All right. Soon, Revelation, the 13th chapter, very soon, is going to become very common. Let me say it like that. Okay. Because we read other specific prophecies that are kind of common now. This isn't that common because it hasn't really fully blossomed yet. This is about to blossom. They have just signed these things into legislation. You know, they signed these things into legislation. You know, so that's about all I have for you here today. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bashimi, Hawashai, Bashima Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect, 144 first fruit. Until the next time, I say shalom. Like always, repent, for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believed. All right, shalom.